Greetings and welcome to another excellent, exciting, and entertaining episode of NullSpace. I am Scott Null. With me tonight is...
Gerber,
Jerry. And we have a special guest tonight. Why don't you introduce yourself? And what's the first game you remember beating?
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, you're a friend.
To answer your question, the first game I remember completing is a tie between Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Kazooie.
So you beat them at the same time?
Pretty much.
Fucking skills, yo.
Alrighty.
I'm doing gang signs right now, but...
Alright, tonight's topic is actually going to be girl gamers, women in gaming. Kelly, you're here because...
You are those things.
You're girls in gaming.
Because I am female and
Well,
I do play video games.
I guess, what would you call it? You've got first-hand experience of the roles that women play or are actually subjected to in the gaming industry. So tonight we're going to be discussing that. After this episode, if you at home disagree with anything that's said, please still don't swat us. That's not cool. This is going to be an open discussion. We're going to be just exchanging ideas. It's in no way should anyone feel insulted about what we discuss. We're not personally attacking anyone. This is just, it's a topic that I really feel needs to be discussed.
Ole.
So let's get it right off the bat. All right, Kelly, how did you become interested in gaming?
Probably in about, I'd say starting in second or third grade. I had to stay at an after-school program, and they happened to have a Nintendo. So playing Mario 3 and Excite Bike, fighting
3.
over Ninja Turtles actually was one of them that I played.
Oh, which one? The first, second, or third?
First.
Oh, that one's awful. I hated that one.
Oh, is that the one with the bomb part with the mines and the underwater part?
Yeah, that's that part. Yeah,
I could never beat that.
I beat it once, and I was still like angry. I don't want to talk about it.
But you've been playing for a while, then.
Fair. Yeah, my brother had a Sega, so I got to play, Golden Axe, Earthworm Jim, Sonic at that point.
So you were built into a Sega family?
No, not really.
Okay.
He got into it for a while, and, Sega CD and Sega Saturn came out, and then he was like, I'm done.
Everybody would give up during a Sega Saturn, I would understand.
That was kind of how you grew up, though, is like you either had the Nintendo or the Sega, like...
Available in some way.
I didn't know any kids that had both as an option.
Well, the after-school program, they happened to have it because somebody donated it.
That's cool.
I wasn't actually technically allowed to play the Sega.
Oh.
That was done when nobody was home and I was able to sneak up to his room and play it for like half an hour and then run away giggling. Like I got away with something.
Some hardcore gaming shit right there.
But who didn't allow you to play it? Was that your brother, your parents?
My brother.
So
my parents at that point probably didn't feel that was appropriate for a girl. It was appropriate for a boy. It was cool, but, I had to play. I had Barbies. Who didn't have an Easy Bake Oven?
I had a Creepy Crawler. That's kind of the same thing.
My sisters had the...
I was so jealous of that. That was the coolest thing ever.
Creepy Crawlers.
I just bought one from Goodwill, actually, the other day.
You're rebuying your entire childhood brick by brick. Captain Nostalgia. We've discussed this.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I smell delicious.
Okay. Now, you've discussed earlier that you have an issue with the term girl gamer. Do you want to explain that a little?
I have an issue being segregated kind of by gender, I guess. Although I don't even like the term gamer. I enjoy playing video games, but it's not my life, Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not living and breathing video games, I love playing video games, but it doesn't define me as a person. Also, I love reading. Should I just be considered a reader?
Yes.
Are you a girl reader then?
Apparently, yes. There you go. I'm a girl reader too.
But are there boy readers, really?
Yeah.
No boys.
Yeah, so are there boy gamers then?
Yeah.
Do you just automatically assume?
Those are just the fat guys that live up in their parents' basement.
I mean, I would consider myself a gamer. I pretty much gaming does define me. If you look around my apartment.
What was it? I was having lunch with you a while back, and what was it? Our friend Susie came up. I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "Well, I do this, this, and that." And something with video games popped up. Like, "Oh, you're a gamer." I'm like, I was a little insulted by the term because I don't like to be, I guess, classified with those because I don't know.
I guess when you consider gamer, unless you're a gamer, it's there's that negative connotation to it. And when let's break up there. Jerry, what do you picture when you hear girl gamer?
A bimbo blondie with tits hanging out, going, "I play Call of Duty guitar," and like, that's great, and then like a bunch of guys like drooling all over that, and that's what the scenario I
drooling or bitching the fact that she's getting all this attention, despite she doesn't know what she's doing.
It's more of like an attention whore instead of an actual girl playing games.
And usually somebody who doesn't understand what's going on or is not good at what they're playing.
Basically, they only play like for male attention.
Yeah, and they only know how to play maybe 1 or 2 games and are actually not really playing those games very well.
That's the stereotype of
yes.
of the girl gamer. It's the stereotype that we've been fed both with, I guess, YouTube personalities, Twitch out there, because they're the ones that are the most popular because they're getting the most attention from their sexuality instead of the actual game. But I think, if you actually sat back and thought about it, the women that are gaming versus the quote girl gamers that you just described, what do you think the ratio would be? 100 to 1?
Maybe.
Well, we'll move on from there. Kelly, getting back to you here. Do you feel people treat you differently when they find out you enjoy gaming?
For sure. It ranges, like, if I really get on a tangent about just talking about, platform-specific games, anything like that. Especially guys tend to look awkward, uncomfortable. 2 guys I see just about every day that they live in the same house, and I'm over there, and talking about anything, they're just like,
Wasn't the scenario you were talking to me about when they just got into the Xbox One and you knew more than they did?
Yeah, they had no idea what they should be doing with it, and
You had to sit down and teach them how to play a game?
No, I had to specifically tell them how to get a disc out, and I don't even have an Xbox One. But, look on the side, put the paper clip in, pop the disc out, whatever.
A lot of what we bring up tonight can also be reflected back by a lot of male gamers out there of like, oh, people treat me differently when they find out too. Can you maybe describe a little further on what differences a woman might face that, if I told someone I'm a gamer, they'll look at me this way, but it would really affect you different.
As far as feeling, how it feels, or
how like when I say to a perfect stranger that I'm a gamer, they picture me, like Jerry said, sitting in a basement, drinking Mountain Dew and playing a video game.
He's like, just like, oh, you're a loser, man. I'm like, yeah, I kind of am. So,
but would you say it's worse for women?
For me, even talking about specific games in the systems, I'm still not really believed. I'm not credible, apparently. Like I was telling him cost for PlayStation 3, the games that are for their PlayStation Plus. I was talking all kinds of stuff like this, and still he didn't turn to me and go, "Oh, okay." He turned to his friend and went, "So blah 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 blah," talking to them about the exact same thing I was talking about.
Basically, soft sexism then.
Yeah.
Do you feel that male gamers have a problem taking you seriously?
Yeah, for sure. Again, with specifically those 2 guys, I try to talk to them in general about video games, and it's kind of almost like, oh, that's cute, you're talking about that. I don't have time to talk to you about this. I gotta talk to a real guy about this. And right down to character build, anything like that. I'm just straight, I'm not credible.
Is this during the same thing? Like, say, World of Warcraft, I know you played a lot of that back in the day. Was it different when people found out that you were also a girl playing online?
That was very different. It was more accepted. I was actually more credible on there as far as character build, skill tree, equipment, weapons, anything like that. I was actually, my opinion was taken into account. And especially in a group format, in a guild or just in a party, even sometimes in raids, they were just kind of like, well, that's cool, whatever. Doesn't matter. Every once in a while, you'd get that jackass who would
Don't worry about
would
swearing.
call you
that's
out.
fine.
Who gives a fuck?
Fuck that.
Fuck.
Nice. It's already hard enough to not say names, so it's like,
Oh, I just say fuck here. That's
We'll
fine.
bleep you out. We'll bleep out names anyways.
yeah. But even in that, there were sometimes people who would just have to be a dick about it and be like, "Whoa, there's a girl."
Get in the kitchen.
Yeah, just have to make some sort of stupid remark or whatever. But then again, there were so many people who were guys that were playing as female characters.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really matter that much, I guess.
Do you think it's because at that point you were doing endgame stuff, raiding dungeons, stuff like that?
Yeah, I played for...
Because to get to
4
that
years.
point in World of Warcraft took time and effort and skill.
Yeah.
Do you think it was just easier for them to accept you as a competent player because you clearly made it to that point?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that, but yeah, at that point and earlier on, you get a lot of harassment early on in the game, in the early stages when you're starting out as a level 1 character. You get, especially if you're a female character, you get a lot of guys that are just being stupid and emoting in overtly sexual ways, I guess, or trying to, as much as the game would allow.
Yeah, back in my
Just
WoW
sad.
days, Goldshire was basically the red district of
Yeah,
of
that's
World
true.
of Warcraft.
That's true.
If I ever made a female character, I'd pretty much just stay out of Goldshire because it got creepy.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, as you progress further in, I guess those people are fairly weeded out. So it's, I guess when you do get to that further stages in the game, it's not so much about your gender as tanking abilities, healing abilities, DPS.
Well, you mentioned the sexual comments. Obviously, girl gamers are almost fetishized in the industry. What do you feel about basically the fetishization of women playing games? That it's almost sought by men.
I feel like it's almost become a form of porn in general. The scantily clad females that are kind of just available for you to just look at on screen. It's kind of become almost softcore porn.
Kind of like Dead or Alive.
Yeah, that actually it is.
Breast physics the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have there's the whole options and to actually choose what kind of breast physics you want. But
Now, we're going to take a quick second here for me to remind any listeners that the questions I'm asking here are directed to Kelly as a single person, not to women as a whole, not as a big blanketing statement. This is not meant to act as opinions for anyone else out there. This is just, we're discussing games with a woman gamer. I was pretty much told to say that by Kelsey, and she brings up a good point that no one here is trying to talk for anyone else.
Right.
no.
So
This is just strictly
This
this is
is-
how I'm feeling about it.
this is your own
what I've
personal-
encountered
Yeah.
over the past
And we're
number of years.
So, do you have a problem with the women on Twitch or YouTube that are basically showing skin?
No, they could do what they do. It's not a reflection on me as a person or, being female. It's just people are going to do what they want to do. I can't stop them. I don't have to watch them. But I know that guys will watch them because they have the girls hanging out. That's on them. That's cool. I guess you could also say that going back to also the girls that are being fetishized are, it's the same thing with guys too. The big bulky guys that aren't wearing shirts or...
The nice Calvin Klein guys.
Yeah, that are riding in to rescue the girl or doing being badass kind of thing.
I guess because that's not the type of person I find attractive, I don't notice it personally as much of the men being fetishized in that fashion. What is it? Dragon's Crown?
Yeah.
The game with the just bodaciously giant-breasted witch. But
Yeah.
the men in there were so bulky and so muscular. But was that really sexualized, like the female characters, or was that just...
No, but I feel like then if you're trying to get women interested in something, that would be probably the way to go, is men without shirts looking muscular and fit, I guess. It's not, I personally don't care one way or another.
Okay, how bad can discrimination how bad have you experienced discrimination? Have you ever experienced anything dangerous?
Not really dangerous, because it's most of what I've encountered has been online or on a multiplayer online setting kind of thing. Warcraft, as I said before, it ranges from, sexual comments to, improper or ridiculously outrageous private messaging. Halo was probably one of the worst ones. Halo Online. You were there.
Oh, Halo 3 we played?
Yeah, online, the people that would just... And they were kids, to be fair. Well, that's not even being fair. They should be taught manners and respect, damn it. But, it's like, oh, this girl can't handle anything. Whoa, it's funny, it's great. And then down to, you're a bitch, you're a slut, you're a whore. Every filthy name in the book that you could think of from these little 12-year-old punks that...
Yeah.
Well, 12-year-olds are little shits anyways, but...
Well, I've noticed just even on the Xbox Live community with Call of Duty, Halo's, those popular multiplayer platforms, they have a lot of bashing even where anything. Like, it was like, some people were trying even to do a harassment, suits due to like some of those because some kids would just go completely overboard.
Yeah, Xbox was the worst.
Yeah.
I've played on 360 and I played on PlayStation and obviously on PC for Warcraft. And of the worst, Xbox was by far the worst.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 I've never had a problem with anybody on there ever. But then again, that's mostly a who you're grouping with kind of situation. Mm-hmm. But online multiplayer with the 360 was absolutely the worst. And really the only way that I mean on Warcraft it was you ignored it, you put them on your ignore list, or you outright said, stop being a douche. They pretty much left you alone. You could report them, they would get kicked off. So It was good.
No, I noticed just that by myself too. The 360 area has a very immature demographic.
That's why I wasn't on there much. I was on Warcraft far more, and people weren't really so bad on there. You could ignore them and get them kicked off, and it was fine.
So, you mentioned where you've been victimized in gaming because of your sex. Do you have a plan for the future? How will you react if it happens again when you're playing online?
If I'm actually talking to a person, usually I imagine that calm reasoning hopefully would work. If not, probably some strong aggression will come out and then strong words. And then I'll get really pissed and then I'll really go off.
So you'll just feed the trolls then.
Probably. Which, you know what? I'm entitled to that right as a person. Yeah. They don't like me, that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's not gonna, ruin my game experience, hopefully. But
do you find as a woman that you essentially need a battle plan like that? Like where a male gamer would just essentially come across the same trolling comments as usual, like your PC is a potato, shit like that, whereas a woman faces all of the make me a sandwich crap? Yeah,
I find in general, even after reading an article on today, I feel like I have to be kind of on guard in general against comments about laughing them off, because it used to bother me with the whole, you're a woman, are you gonna let your vagina get in the way or something like that?
Your huge vagina's ruining the game.
It's gonna slap me in the face. Yeah. Oh my god, my vagina!
Just like you're letting your vagina control your life and all this stuff. In general, being on guard from comments, from what the article I was reading brought up, physical attack, where I feel like even going to the car on my own, I feel like I have to have some sort of weapon just to feel better. So, dealing with the online trolls and dealing with, in general, other people gaming online, I actually feel like I do have to rehearse in my head some sort of response to inappropriate comments that really piss me off, comments that aren't even directed at me, but that I feel like I should comment on just to tell them to shut up. It shouldn't have to be that way. It shouldn't have to be that way for anybody. You shouldn't have to be on guard 24/7. You shouldn't have to plan responses in your head. It's a really...
It sounds stressful.
Actually, it is.
It sounds very stressful.
And it's frustrating. It's really irritating that you'd have to do that.
Well, we're going to move on to actual in-game content in a bit. Do you have any final thoughts for victimization online? What what women gamers face with the community before we move on?
I just wish that people wouldn't be douchebags. It would just be nice if people would just play the damn game and not have to bring in gender, sexual, anything. Just play the game. That's it. It would be nice.
I think we could all agree with that one.
Yeah, I would,
Leave out the trolling.
So I've been really happy with my PS4 with doing that in the online community, believe it or not.
Really?
Well, I guess there's not that many people playing online right now, so it's like all the people who...
The 12-year-olds can't afford it yet.
Yeah, the 12-year-olds can't afford it, exactly. Like, I hopped on Advanced Warfare, and I'm like, this is nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Advanced
nice.
Warfare was nice?
It was nice.
Wow.
I think I heard someone's mic was on, but it seemed to be an adult, and it had his kid in the background. He's like, oh, shush, he's taking care of the baby first, and he's just sitting idle, and I shot him in the head, so whatever.
Like you do.
Like you do.
All right, well, we're going to move on to actual in-game content and how basically the industry looks at either women in their audience or just women in general. We're going to start out with, have either of you heard of the Bechdel test?
Yes.
Well, because I told you about it last time we tried.
No, I read up on it on Wikipedia.
All right. So
Okay,
basically, well, since you know what it is, why don't you tell us about the Bechdel test? Okay. So the Bechdel test, it's generally refers to movies, television.
Has been extended to books and video games.
So basically, it's a scene with two women interacting and talk about something not involving a man for a certain amount of time. Now, that's just a very, very basic definition, but can either of you think of a game that passes the Bechdel test with two female characters that can talk about something other than a male?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
Specifically Bayonetta 2.
Alrighty.
Because I believe in the first one they talk about her father. But it's Bayonetta and Jean talking.
What are they talking about?
Fucking everything.
Everything.
Cross-dimensional demons.
Neither of them need a man. First off. Talking about the everything. I think they were talking about Christmas. About dinner or something like that.
They talk... See,
Until she got killed.
Yeah.
But, that's really what the whole game was about, was Bayonetta trying to get her back, to save her.
Yeah. Like, she died into some sort of brutal accident with a demon pulling her back down to hell, I believe. And then she had to go back down and try to rescue her.
Yeah.
Well, that leads us into our topic here. Starting with, are there female characters you feel you can relate to?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Actually, I was racking my brain trying to think of one that I could possibly relate to. And most of them are either secondary characters or they're characters who have been victimized in some way. And going right back to, as a little girl, at one point, I did idolize Princess Peach. How sad is that?
Princess Peach. Princess...
How sad is that? I was probably 9, 8?
Well,
that's kind of like...
She's a princess, but she was a princess.
But
so that was what was important. She was a princess.
Back then, she would have been only in Mario 2, where she was actually a character, and she didn't get really scary level of airhead until Mario Sunshine, where she she had the frontal lobotomy, and it was scary. What?
No, but
you lost your legs, Peach. Oh, okay.
But no, I couldn't think of a character that I feel like I can relate to. There are characters that I wish I could be a little bit more like, but don't we all have those characters that we wish we could be more like?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say Duke Nukem.
I don't want to be like Duke Nukem. He's like my parody role model.
I know.
Because he is just a parody.
I'm just giving you shit. No, but I don't feel like there's any characters I can really relate to as a real person.
It's even I was going to say, well, what about Shell? But Shell is just another same character like Gordon Freeman.
Well,
she's also not allowed to talk.
Just like Gordon Freeman. It's that's the male and female counterpart of each other. Gordon Freeman's really cool. What's really cool about Gordon Freeman?
Who knows?
I kind of...
Yeah, who knows?
With characters like that, with Gordon Freeman and Shell, I kind of put them in the same category as an avatar character, like one you would come
Yeah.
up with in Warcraft, because
Yeah.
you're putting more of yourself into that
Right.
character.
That was exactly like Link's character. He didn't speak just like this. He just make grunts. What?
That's
And
the
that was about
silent
it.
protagonist. That's their position. They're supposed to be silent while you're the one thinking for them.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as a completely established character, you have no one out there that you feel even.
No,
Um,
not at all.
yeah.
Which is
I can't
sad.
really think of any. I mean, the coolest female character I can think of is probably Gladys, because I think she's so batshit insane. I think that's awesome. I don't. I just like insane
can't-
characters.
I just
so.
can't relate to her as a person because she's a machine.
She is a machine, and that's the
And
unfortunate
she's
part.
crazy and murderous.
True.
and-
That's kind of like, I don't know, Dr. Robotnik with an actual intelligence, but with robots. I don't know where I'm going with this.
What about, Amy the Hedgehog, who can't relate to
I
her?
don't
Oh, yeah, no, okay.
fucking
Do you think that they really have a problem writing for women?
Yes, I feel like maybe they don't understand
I was...
that we're people too.
No, it's alright, no.
What? Since when?
I was told a long time ago that it's actually really easy to write for women. All you have to do is take the male character with the same male lines and then just put a vagina on top of them. And like, good.
On
it's
top of them?
just right on top of them.
Staple it. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. But no, like it's kind of like what they're doing with the new Ghostbusters movie. They wrote their characters and they just made them females, and they're
We'll
gonna.
see.
I guess so too. I guess like hypothetically, because the guy who did with like Bridesmaids, well, I haven't seen Bridesmaids yet, but it's apparently like a lot of vagina and fart jokes instead of dick and fart jokes. Is that right?
Wouldn't it be queef jokes?
I guess so. Kind of, it goes right back to the parody of South Park. You got the Terrence and Philip where they fart, but then you got the Queef sisters, and people are like, no, that's wrong. That's fucking disgusting. And I'm like, yeah, it's the same goddamn thing.
Jared's like, yeah, that is disgusting. Fuck that shit.
Well, they fucking, I thought it was hilarious, and I'm like, that's a very good point. Like, it's the same goddamn thing, but people freak out over that.
Now, a real problem in writing, basically in female characters in general in gaming, is the fact that they're hypersexualized.
True.
Women are just, I mean, look at any female character, and it's all about their body, their outfit.
Not everyone.
Most.
I would say Gears of War 3. Remember that? They actually introduced female characters into that, and they were very strong individuals.
A female character, does she live through the game?
I don't remember. That game was horrible in the storyline. I didn't give a damn. But they were actually putting it back into the Gears of War movie where they were having a lot of other strong female leads as well.
But, I mean, even the introduction of Samus as a character, you didn't even know Samus was a woman until she was in a bikini.
Actually, yeah, I did bring that up when we were talking about that. You get to the end of Metroid, and it's Samus. And Samus is a girl. And everybody's shocked. Did you have to be shocked? Could it not have been a female from the beginning?
Was there a way to reveal that she was female without just showing that she's got breasts?
Yeah. No.
It's
Not in that small of a sprite.
not in the sprite context. Well, even Miyamoto said that Mario was not designed to be fat. Like, that's just how the sprite worked out. That's how you can show that he was moving and running.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking
Listen
about.
to what I'm fucking saying. So it's the same part with the Samus point. Like, how do you actually demonstrate an 8-bit sprite that it's a woman compared to, like, just a man with long hair? Because the 80s was really glorious with fucking, long hair and mullets.
All right.
That's true.
So,
But-
fuck you, my sir.
No, I still like the point. Why did it have to be that big of a surprise? Why did everybody have to
No,
be
that's-
shocked that was a female? Because that is, like, still, to this day, one of the biggest surprises of, oh my god, Samus is a girl.
She just shot the fuck out of Ridley, but she's got a vagina?
No, I totally
Yeah.
agree with you.
No way, vaginas can't shoot.
Well,
I guess when I was a
play
kid-
that game again, and are you going, wow, a woman can really do this? What does that have to do with anything?
Well,
It's a hard as hell game.
I totally understand what you're trying to say too, and like I didn't get it either. Like, when I was a kid, I would think I was more naive. When I was a kid, like, well, why the fuck not? Girls can do the same thing that we can. Who gives a shit?
And see, I was taught the opposite,
Mhm.
pretty much. Like, I can't do what a man can do. And I mean, I was pushed, both hands on my back, into nursing.
Mm.
I was told I was going to be a nurse. I mean, somebody was pushing my shoulders right into nursing right there. I didn't want to be a nurse.
Mhm.
I don't want to. That was not me.
Here's a question. Do you think we'd face the same kind of shock if they popped off Master Chief's helmet and we saw a woman in there?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that a lot of
think that'd
people
be
would be so
awesome.
pissed off.
I think
People would be pissed.
there'd be outrage.
Oh yeah.
Which is not very fair. But also, again, I won't pick up a game even if I know, like, oh, I know that Master Chief is actually a woman. I wouldn't go get that game specifically because that is a female or specifically because it is a male.
Well, we'll get back into that a little bit later. But I mean, back to hypersexualization. Lara Croft, Dead or Alive. We can go on and on and on. Do you think that making these women basically just sex objects is contributing to the issue?
Yes, I think it is. If you're just making it about their bodies and not about that they are real people. Well, obviously they're not real people, but
Yeah. But you
making
can
them more than just a body.
They're not people in general.
Right.
They're just it's
just a body.
It's basically a blow up doll that can move.
Right. I'm going back to Bayonetta 2. I understand that they are super over sexualized. I get that, and I really do. And it's both of them, mostly obviously Bayonetta, because you're looking at her ass the majority of the time. But she's a strong female character, a very strong female character, who's completely aware of her sexuality and in control of her sexuality.
So she's owning it.
Yeah.
Instead of just being forced upon her.
Right. She's owning who she is and what she is. And I appreciate that in a character. I really suppose I didn't need to look at her ass the whole time, nor the fact that she has very large breasts. Going through that game, it wasn't about what her body looked like or what she looked like or what she was wearing. It was mostly that she was completely badass and she was owning who she was, what she was doing.
Mhm.
And she was doing it in a fabulous way.
Always fabulous. There's butterflies
Always
all the time.
fabulous.
I love the butterfly effect. Every time he's like, oh my god, she's gorgeous.
Compared to
So pretty.
So pretty. Oh my god.
compared to Lara Croft, who in the most recent Tomb Raider was almost sexually attacked in one of the scenes.
But set up camp before she was, right?
Yeah, sets up camp every 20 minutes.
I'm okay now. I hate you.
Yeah.
She was a very bizarre character.
I did not understand her character.
Lara Croft has always been essentially the kind of character that Bayonetta is, sans the fact that she's not using her sexuality. Lara Croft was always supposed to be, like, just strong and willing. And now I get that she's young, but it was less, like, young and more unbalanced. She was, like, chemically unbalanced in the new game.
No, we played it. We couldn't figure out what mode they were trying to go, like too serious or comical.
Yeah.
It was just flaming, doodly ha.
Flaming.
It was going all different directions. We couldn't actually keep a note. Like it felt like bipolar. That's what it really.
One minute she'd be crying that she just shot someone in the face, and the next minute she's like bathing in their blood.
Yeah, it's like, I've been impaled, I don't care. Oh, it's on my toe. Oh my god, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
I, as far as she seemed like to me a character. I never played through like the first games when they came out, just because I saw my cousin play through some of it, and we played through some of it a little bit a few years ago with like the first Tomb Raider 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get anywhere in that game with
The control scheme was awful.
I'm driving a boat
Yeah.
in the shape of a woman.
With two giant traffic cones attached to her chest.
Oh my god.
But what I noticed about her as a character wasn't anything other than the fact that I'm wearing very short shorts and have large breasts. And that's why I'm awesome, kind of thing.
Yeah, you could have put any sort of like character in there.
I guess there wasn't a personality in there.
No.
It was once
She
again
was
just
sort of British.
the moving blow up doll, and essentially.
Yeah.
It could have been a cat who was British and walking around. Meow, hello, meow, 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 meow.
It could have been anything, anybody.
We'll talk about cats later.
Meow, meow, meow.
No, but really, you watched me play Bayonetta 2.
Mm-hmm.
Probably for a little bit. Even Bayonetta 1.
You played the fuck out of it.
Yeah. Because she's a character that's just strong female character that if you did advance her sexually, she'd probably smack the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And then kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you think this is just one of the reasons that women are treated differently in gaming is because of how they're represented in the games?
Yeah.
It's a good answer.
Very.
Care to elaborate?
Or do you,
I guess there's no need to elaborate. On
no,
this
not really.
well, I was like, do you think maybe men just don't know how to respond to women in general?
That's possible too.
Sorry, I'm making the I got a great point to make face, and they're looking at me like I'm constipated.
Yeah, like
Yes.
he's gonna rub his nipples but take a shit in his
What
pants.
was that terrible RPG game with the time traveling that we played?
Oh my god, that game.
It was one of those bad PS2 Konami.
I own it. I bought it. I remember I bought the game,
But essentially what happens is there's a scene where a man and a woman are interacting, and
she goes, "I've had such a bad day."
she's complaining about her day, and it sounds like a generally bad day.
Yeah, she got kicked in the ass or something. It sucks. Whatever.
And the male there goes,
You think you've got a bad day?
no, he basically says, some people have it worse off than you do, like me. And she goes, you are so interesting. And it was the weirdest conversation ever. And the thing is, that made it into the game.
And that character, that guy, sucked so hard. I wanted to strangle him.
Essentially, that's kind of what we're bringing up here, though, is that because of that, the men playing that game, maybe just the young kids, do they think that's how interactions with women go?
Or with people in general. Okay.
Well, I'm also talking about maybe that was just a horrible translation.
It
Because
could have been,
that
but-
game looked really awful to begin with.
Well,
so.
whatever.
That's just not a proper way to
Talk to people.
talk to people.
That game was funny. Funny
We'll have
as
to
hell.
play that sometime. We'll do a let's play that sometime.
Okay, we'll do
Oh my
that.
god.
All right, we'll move on to a big industry practice lately. I remember when the corporate place I was working at did this, but the games for girls with like the 6 Z's at
With
the
the
end.
Z's, yeah. God damn it.
How do you feel about the games for girls?
I despise them. They have no plot, barely playable controls, kind of thing.
What about the girls' racings?
Oh my god, that was unplayable.
Let's go around
It's
and
just-
everybody will add one attribute that is in a game for girls. Like, I'm saying there's butterflies and flowers everywhere in the game. Anybody else?
Bayonetta 2, that was fucking awesome. I'm sorry, it looked gorgeous.
What are you talking about?
No,
We're talking about
just-
games for girls.
I know, Bayonetta 2.
Zzz.
Head.
Zzz.
Oh,
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
want the Z's.
The fake industry ones that they
Oh,
keep pushing
fine.
on girls.
Are you talking about the shovelware?
Yes, the shovel titles that they make especially for girls. If they're gonna make one, it's gonna have flowers and rainbows and butterflies.
Talk about boys.
Talk about boys.
They have
like,
to talk
Oh my
about
god, no,
boys.
a game actually just came into work the other day. I was gonna buy it because I was so offended by it. It's called My Boyfriend.
Oh god.
My Boyfriend for DS. And on top of the box, it says, it's a girl thing.
Oh, like the old Mary Kate and Ashley game.
Yes.
See, that's the crap that offends me.
That will fucking offend me too. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's like a pet game, but you own a person. You need
And
to
like,
get
and
it.
he has like the girl like going, oh my god! And then there's like 2 shadows in the back with a guy like with a football and a guy with a guitar. What?
You're too close to the mic.
I'm upside down right now.
I'm actually wondering if I'm talking too loud.
No, we're good.
No, we're
good.
fine.
I can fix the
Oh,
levels
well.
later. Continue.
But I haven't got a chance to play that yet, and I've been wanting to. I'm like, I have to leave this aside and remember to play it because nobody's gonna buy that fucking game.
Oh, we need to get it.
I will buy it.
This
I will
game.
buy it tomorrow and we'll fucking play it.
No, you should play the one that I believe that I got so that we could laugh at it.
Oh,
How poorly it was made. The
that's right. We started
the
playing
Mary
that.
Kate and Ashley Olsen.
They were mysteries.
Oh
Some
my
butt
god.
fuck.
Basically, you had to figure out who left you this note that was torn up in your locker.
Oh my
He's the mystery boy.
Oh, so
yeah,
it's
so you're
like
going
Dream
ar-
Date.
Oh
Yeah, it's-
my
or
god.
that one with like Dream Phone. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, that fucking game rocks. Sorry.
But that was essentially, I mean, we haven't been dealing with games for girls in just gaming. They've been doing that for fucking years with board
Mhm.
games and shit.
Oh yeah. Some
Yeah,
of them were
Mall
pretty
Madness,
Mall Madness.
Dream Phone.
I will defend Mall Madness. That was a hell of a good
I
time.
do like Mall Madness, but Pretty Pretty Princess, I mean, that taught me how to smack a bitch down for a crown.
That should be in a t-shirt. Smack a bitch down for a crown.
Truth or Dare, the board game with it had the stupid acne stickers you'd stick on
No,
your face.
that's Girl Talk.
That's Girl Talk.
Was that Girl Talk?
That was Girl Talk.
Yeah, we have.
I have 2 versions of that, sadly enough.
Goodwill, $1.
Goodwill.
So fucking awesome.
But it's that kind of crap too. Going through that game, it's like, who would really say this out loud in a serious manner? Nobody. Nobody would say it out loud ever.
Staff at Full House, maybe. I don't know.
Full House. Shut up.
Okay, they're making a new Full House.
Yeah, it's Fuller House. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right. Clearly, the industry has a problem understanding women gamers, women that play games, and they show this by making these games.
Yeah.
Why do they have this problem?
I guess it's built on stereotypes of what you think they want,
It
I
is.
guess. I mean, even boys have that problem too with creepy crawlers. I'm like, I didn't give a fuck about creepy crawlers. Like, those boys like bugs and playing in dirt. I'm like, I didn't like fucking doing any of that. I just picked my butt inside. That's a lot more entertaining.
Well,
I guess I was also raised up differently.
Kind of asking Kelly this question. I don't give a shit about your creepy crawlers.
I guess I'm just staring at the ceiling right now. I'm not just listening to shit. Conversation. Hi, Kelly. You're over there.
Apparently Jerry's got a gripe against creepy crawlers, not understanding him.
No, what's better is that he just realized that I'm over here.
I've just like totally ignored everybody.
Jerry's in his own interview. I'm sick of this shit, man. I grew up wanting to play with toys, and they gave me bugs and dirt.
This interview went off the rails real quick.
Oh man. Okay, Jerry, we'll get to you. We'll get to your childhood later.
I'm just getting pissed off over here about my nostalgia, apparently.
This fucking stereotypes of little boys, puppy dog tails is bullshit. Oh wow. Okay.
Sorry, Kelly. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna be over here on the floor.
Yeah. All right.
I think we're good now. Kelly, you may proceed without my nostalgia shit.
I forgot what the question was.
It was basically, why do game industries have this problem understanding women?
Because they're basing it off of stereotypes that are probably pretty much outdated to the point that maybe they're just realizing now that there are that there are females playing video games. Not that in a perfect world it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if you were female, male, if you were young, old, whatever. It wouldn't matter in a perfect world. But in these games, especially girls' games, are just terrible. Apparently they think that women don't know how to control characters and push buttons and think that the only thing important in life is boys. I don't think they understand that women are normal people too.
That is a problem that I feel, well, I myself have never really been pigeonholed to my set interests. As a male, I grew up with a complete slew of different possible interests that I could have growing up. I could be a car guy. I could be into sports. I could be into gaming. I could be a nerd and be into science. I could be any kind of male I wanted to be. And gaming, more or less, showed that. Games like Fallout, where you're the character and you could have these different character trees to go through and they did different interests. And you had Madden out there that explored football. You had Mario that explored my love of crushing turtles.
Or fucking turtles last summer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really strange because you look at games that are explicitly made for women or young girls, and it's the same game over and over, and it's completely just bizarre looking, almost alien.
Yeah.
It's the same airheaded bullshit that it's like, who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah. It's very sad that, in theory, I probably shouldn't have been playing some of those games that I played at first when I first got my Xbox. I mean, really, there was a good chunk of time that I spent in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It's one of my all-time favorite games. And had my dad probably really looked at the box, he never would have got it for me because, I mean, that's at one point you have nice katana and slicing off people's heads. Why not? Cool, pick up hookers. Why not? But I guess that there were times that I felt that it didn't seem appropriate for me as a girl to be playing that. I got over that pretty quick because it's really fun. But if I had stuck to the girl games that I should, quote, have been playing, I would have been very unhappy.
You'd have...
Very unhappy.
You'd have subpar games about essentially boys and pursuing boys and shopping and Cooking Mama and...
Which I do like Cooking Mama.
Who doesn't like Cooking Mama?
But I also like my Grand Theft Auto where I can shoot down a helicopter so if I would choose with a rocket launcher.
So what you're saying is
who doesn't want to do that?
You'd be playing Cooking Mama and then there would be a helicopter that...
Fuck yes, I want that game. I want that game. Cooking Mama. Make this sushi rice. Cool. Now go blow up this helicopter. I can do both.
Now, it can be argued, I've heard the argument before that these games for girls aren't essentially trying to force this kind of culture on them.
Of course, they're not going to say that.
It was more or less to introduce them to games so they could enjoy the other options like GTA and stuff like that. What do you have to say about that?
I would start with Mario. Mario is preferable to me than the girl games. Like there was that daring game for girls or game for daring girls or whatever that was called.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. That's sorry.
They made that for...
Just looking at that, I'm like, this is for daring girls going and selling cookies to get some money to go to
a strip joint.
Get a scooter or something. Come on. Like, give me no, I don't want a realistic goal. I don't need a realistic goal. I just, you want to have fun. And I would actually probably not do any of the girls' games along with all the pets' games. I would probably pass those up and just go with Mario because
it's a nice introduction.
It's a nice introduction to gaming.
So basically, you're saying... And I'm going to restate this because it's what I do.
Because I was really meandering around it, actually.
I'm a mansplainer.
Mansplainer?
You never heard mansplaining?
No.
Oh, well, we'll talk mansplaining some other day.
Oh, jeez.
You'd rather they treat it like if anyone was trying to start games.
Yeah.
Instead of just straight up, almost like gaming should always be an alien concept for a female and that they need to be baby stepped into it.
Yeah. Do away with the pink and the purple and the flowers and the hearts and crap and just... It's anybody getting into... Showing an interest, I should say, in video games. Just anything like that. It doesn't have to be for girls, for boys. Just be for people. That'd be nice.
I can totally see where you're coming from. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of, like when I tried to get Kelsey interested in games. I didn't just say, let's play Mario. I said, here, try Animal Crossing, because I felt it was a game that a girl could enjoy, which is essentially the problem. Now, I mean, Animal Crossing's awesome, and everyone should fucking enjoy it.
I play so many fucking... Oh, my God. I like creepy crawlers.
Shut up about creepy crawlers. You can catch bugs in Animal Crossing, Jerry.
Sure, they're adorable.
Thinking back to like the games that I played when I was kind of younger and starting out with video games in general, Mario 3, Excite Bike, obviously not very gender specific, fairly neutral.
Mario,
and then
still rescuing the princess.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of always ignored that.
I did too. That wasn't really my goal. It was more like
actually beating the level.
Damn this block that I fell off of, kind of thing. going to 64 when I got my 64, Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. Obviously with Donkey Kong 64, you had a variety of characters, and none of which I related to, but I was okay with that.
I didn't relate to the apes.
Oh, the
No.
DK rap in the beginning, like, embarrassed
Oh my
me.
god, yeah, that was horrible.
Like, I know that was supposed to be to my demographic.
Yeah.
Even I was like, dude, this sucks. Please shut up. And I just skipped it every time. Like,
But those two, I played the hell out of. And then my favorite, Tony Hawk. That's not even geared towards me. I wasn't really into skateboarding. No, I really wasn't into skateboarding. I was into motocross for a while, but not like crazy. For sure, my mom did not understand why I wanted to play Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk was just one of the greatest games ever made.
It's actually,
I agree.
I didn't even like fucking skateboarding, but
Yeah.
Tony Hawk for PS1 was fucking gold.
Yeah.
well,
It's
just
fantastic.
a good arcade style game.
You know, GoldenEye, I'm not good at it, but I'll play it, but I won't play with you. You're a dick.
I am a dick.
Slappers only, yo.
Yeah. Rainbow Six. I played a lot of co-op Rainbow Six with my cousin. I didn't have the game, but I played a lot of it. I guess Nintendo for me wasn't very gender specific. Moving into Xbox, I mostly played Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, and
Psychonauts.
Dead or
Psychonauts.
Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. No?
yeah, I did actually. I played
No,
that.
that's because that game's awesome too.
It's hilarious and really nonsensical.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It's batshit crazy. It actually makes me feel a little gay.
We all feel a little gay sometimes.
God. Well, we'll start wrapping it up here. Do you see any change right now on how women are treated in gaming?
No, there hasn't been much change. I mean, the most change that I saw, I hate to bring it up, but was, again, Bayonetta, who owned who she was, what she was doing, owned her whole sexuality, and was at ease with it, and wasn't chasing a guy. She wasn't going off and living what they consider the American dream of getting married, having babies, and starting the whole cycle over again. She was cool with whatever.
I'm cool with whatever, says Bayonetta.
You know?
I have a question before
But-
we go. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think that they will start moving forward once they realize, once they get a character, a better character who's a little bit more real and somebody you can relate to, that's going to react to their environment and situation in a way that isn't what we as a society would expect, stereotypically or otherwise.
All right, Jerry, your question?
Just a small one, though. Like, obviously you play a lot of games, even with me and other people, but I know you have a lot of other girlfriends, but how do they feel about you playing video games? The ones that don't play.
It's actually kind of still more of a joke.
Really?
Yeah. Ha, look at you dropping the lingo. If I talk about anything even remotely related to video games, it's not dropping lingo, it's just talking about things using their proper names, like PlayStation.
You mean the stuff that you have interest in? And
Yeah.
started learning?
Yeah, it's like, it's the same looks that I would get, like, if I was trying to talk about a book that I just finished. Like, oh, that's so nice. It's really cute that you finished reading a book.
I have not yet
Thanks.
done that, but okay.
Oh, that's fair.
We need to do to bring about the necessary change to make everyone more accepted in gaming.
Like I said, we just need to have better characters that are interacting with their environments and situations in a way that we're not necessarily expecting, that society wouldn't expect. I don't know how to better explain it than that, but
Do you think Nintendo's probably on a similar track of trying to make a universal game because they want to make games for everybody? And I know Splatoon is coming out very soon, and that seems to have more of a heavy female cast in the game, but even though it's mostly based on multiplayer.
Can you really call it a cast? Because once again, there's silent protagonists.
It's true. But the art style kind of really suggests that a lot of them are female.
That is true. I think it's just easier to make a squid look like a woman, though.
It's very elegant.
With the hair they have.
Yeah. But still, Nintendo really likes to go upon,
No, they don't. Look at Peach. Don't give me that shit.
Peach sucks. We all know Peach sucks, but at least they're trying, I guess.
Look at Tetra. As soon as she realizes she's Zelda, she drops any sort of personality and instantly becomes the princess, the helpless princess.
That's really irritating. It's really frustrating that females have to be the victim, waiting to be saved by a guy. I would love to see a female character that's in control of their own destiny, I guess. That doesn't have to wait for anybody. A believable female character.
The one that you don't make yourself.
Well, one that's not based on a stereotype or lacking basic intelligence, you know.
Samus is pretty strong.
Oh, Peach.
Samus is also a Nintendo character, very strong, and she always takes control of the whole situation.
True.
I guess I never played Other M, but I never really noticed Samus's actual character. Again, she was more of a silent protagonist.
Yeah, she's another like Gordon Freeman, and I think that's why people didn't like her as an actual voice, like when she's having some voice acting dialogue in Other M. I guess they were just like, that's not how she sounds in my head, blah, blah, blah. I guess, we always visioned her as like this strong lead role of just like kicking ass and taking names.
I'd be okay even if they're not just kicking ass and whatever. Even if they were just intelligent.
Just actually human.
Just people.
So when you experience this level of segregation, how do you feel?
I said before, I'm frustrated with this whole thing. It's just frustrating. It's so frustrating that it has to be about boys and girls, that it has to be all separation, and it's... Just genitalia gets in the way, I think. That's what it feels like. It's so frustrating that you even have to consider this. What are the issues that girls face in gaming? It shouldn't be an issue. It really shouldn't. What would it matter if it was a boy or a girl? It shouldn't matter. If it's just me, in my opinion.
I agree. Excellent. All right. Well, we'll close it up tonight with one more question for you, Kelly. Big blanketing question. Apologies beforehand, but do you have any advice for women that are feeling, I guess, prosecuted in gaming?
Just if you're into it, you're into it. Don't be ashamed of it. Not only kind of was I shamed as I was younger for being an avid reader, but also because I played games. You're kind of damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Like, you're not cool if you're not playing games, and then you are playing games, and it's just still not cool because you're a girl. Which, and it's in general, you shouldn't let your gender dictate what you like and what you don't like. That goes for guys too. I mean, really, you're not supposed to just be okay with you only like sports. Or you only like cars. If you like video games, then by all means, play on. Play on.
Alrighty. Well, we'll do our standard, what we're playing this week. Kelly, you're the guest. Why don't you start? What are you playing this week?
I don't know. I kind of want to play the PT demo again.
PT. You're one of the lucky few that still has the demo.
True.
You've been playing a lot of Trials,
and
though.
It's... Trials Fusion. Yes, that is a big one I'm playing, actually. And swearing at it a lot.
Alright, Jared, what are you playing this week?
I'm mostly playing by watching Kelly playing Trials Fusion. But on the side, I'm also playing Yoshi's Island Super Mario World 2.
That's right. You got that big rummage sale score there.
Yeah, just been kind of going through it, enjoying that nice music. I love the music in that game. It's so beautiful.
This week, I'm actually finally playing my PC version of GTA. It's working! Yay!
And it's wonderful.
It really is.
And now you just jinxed it's going to crash.
Yep. Oh, it'll crash as soon as I touch it later.
Yeah.
I touch it a lot and it always...
Maybe you shouldn't touch it so much.
Just like my dick.
That was the joke. Right. If you like what we're doing here at NullSpace, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at NullSpace Gaming. And also our blog at nullspace.gaming.com. And be sure to show your support by making donations via the PayPal buttons. Every donation is appreciated. Well, that was Girls in Gaming. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you made you think just a little more than our usual episode.
And hopefully inspired a lot of other girl gamers out there actually just to play games just because you guys enjoy it.
For all of us here at NullSpace, we wish you happy gaming.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Yeah.
Play on, bitches.
Sounds good.